Wake up and smell the coffee, Mr. LaRusso.
Extreme situations require extreme measures.
Yo guys, back to Cobra Kai Karate. Go back to a brand new video, and well, I'm having not such a good day because the Karate Kid Legend trailer came out, and I've been hating on this since day one. I'm just gonna admit it, and now I hate it even freaking more. Now, this is kind of diversive in the community. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. It's really split. A lot of people are concerned but excited. A lot of people say, oh, you can't judge it till you see it. But for me, I'm going to give all my reasons why I think you can judge it before you see it, and why this is going to not only be terrible, but it's going to taint the Karate Kid franchise for human existence time. Now, I made a video basically saying everything I'm going to say now about a year ago, and it was about 30 minutes long, but I didn't know as much as about it. We know more about it now, especially with this trailer. Since it's a hot topic, we're just going to discuss it. So let's just get right into it. Now, I am going to pull up the trailer. We are going to watch it and go by scene, and just so we can kind of break it down a little bit too. But before I do that, let's just get into the main reasons on why I think it's going to be a bad idea and why I think it's practically just a cash grab. So let's just talk about the history of this film. I think it was in August of 2022. It was about a month before season 6 came out. I mean, season 5, sorry. And we get this news that they're making the Karate Kid reboot. We don't know nothing about it. All we know is that it's going to be a reboot and it's going to be Kung Fu again. A couple of months later, we get more of a synopsis on it, and let me just say, it wasn't just bad, it was atrocious. So what we got from this film was there's going to be a guy who already knows Kung Fu, like the kid already knows Kung Fu. He's going to be in Brooklyn, New York, and there's going to be an older guy, like the Mr. Miyagi guy, I guess. Not actually Mr. Miyagi, but like that sort of role. And he's going to be a pizza shop maker, and I guess if I recall, he gets hackled by some of the guys, and then the kid teaches him the Kung Fu, and then they fight back against the pizza maker hecklers. Let me just say, if you guys thought I'm enraged now, when I heard that, I was so freaking enraged. I'm like, what in the living hell is this? Well, after season 5 came out and it was a huge hit and everyone loved it, and after no one really gave a crap about that movie, they said, okay, we gotta do something bigger, we gotta do something more interesting. So on I think Thanksgiving morning, or it was right around Thanksgiving, it might have been Thanksgiving Day, they announced this clip right here.
Hi everyone, we've got big news.
We're starring in a new Karate Kid movie together.
That's big news. But we even have bigger news.
Bigger than that?
We're looking for next Karate Kid.
That's right, the global search for the star of our new film starts right now. So let's wax on, wax off, everybody.
You mean check it on, check it off, hang it up?
Maybe the new Karate Kid will have to do it all. I'm excited. You excited?
I'm very, very excited.
Let's do it.
And everyone was confused. Mr. Han and Daniel LaRusso are going to be connected. Now, if you go back to interviews before, the creators of the show, Josh and Hayden, made it very abundantly clear that Mr. Han and that Karate Kid reboot is not connected to that universe, and he'll never enter this universe. Ralph Macchio said it himself too, and it makes perfect sense. Obviously, having a reboot is not connected to the universe. It's kind of the polar opposite of what a reboot is. And obviously, it's just the main clear things. Go look at any franchises that have reboots that is not connected to the universe. Because, yeah, why would the exact same characters practically and the exact same story happen twice in the same universe? It just doesn't make sense. So we already knew that Mr. Han's never going to be part of this universe, never going to happen. But now we get this, now we're confused. Now, after that happened, we hear nothing about this for months and months and months and months. We don't know if this is connected to the Karate Kid universe. We don't know the story. We don't know anything. And then now, just around when season 6 was coming out, they now confirm that it is a part of the universe, and it takes place 3 years after Cobra Kai season 6 ending. And then they also changed the title to Karate Kid Legends. I don't remember what the original. I think it was just Karate Kid, I think it was just the Karate Kid again. They're just doing that again. And then now here we are today with the trailer out, and also a weird time to release a trailer. I mean, you released a trailer before season 6, but it takes place after season 6. Really confusing. Now, let me just get into the main thing, because I know what the main topic is going to be. You can't judge the movie until it comes out. You don't know what's going to happen. Well, I argue that I can, and I am, and I will, because it doesn't matter how good or how bad this movie is. And by the way, it looks super generic, like a 2010 generic Karate Kid wannabe movie. That's what it looks like from the trailer, and it's probably what it's going to be. But it doesn't matter if this was the second coming of freaking The Godfather. This movie is going, I'm not going to like it. And the main reason is because the whole fundamental objective of this film is tarnished. And I'll explain why. Let me just put it in simple tone. You are connecting Mr. Han to a universe he has no shade to be in. The fact that the exact same story happened twice across the universe and then they happen to connect and meet each other is ridiculous. It is absurd. And now when you go look back on the Karate Kid, the fact that you go back and watch the Karate Kid and the heart story of this, it was about a son and a father and a son, a simple, heartfelt story. Yes, it got a little corny, a little cheap. I'm not saying Cobra Kai is realistic or Karate Kid is realistic at all, but it followed the same tone. And by the way, the whole reason why Cobra Kai is so accepted by pop culture is because it does something that a lot of modern day sequels to franchises does not. It respects the original movie. It brings back the original actors, and it keeps it respectful, and they keep it simple, and they do the right thing. Creed did it with Rocky, and they do it here, and we see movies that don't work like that. A lot of modern day movies do not do that, like the Star Wars films, and I go on and on and on about a whole bunch of other shows and movies that just completely disrespect the original thing. That was the whole thing that people loved about the Cobra Kai universe, and they loved about Cobra Kai. And I admit, I love Cobra Kai, and they did that very well. That's why I loved it. Now you're doing the polar opposite of that. Now you're trying to make this. You're trying to turn Karate Kid into a multiverse baloney. And yeah, people say it's not multiverse connected. Either way, it would probably make more sense if this was just some weird multiverse stuff and he just came out of a freaking portal like they do in the Marvel movies, than to do this. Because you go back and watch the original Karate Kid and then the Karate Kid reboot. It is literally line from line what happens from a kid moving from Detroit to New York to another country to another place. Then he gets bullied. Daniel gets bullied. Then he's crying to his mom. He wants to go home. He's crying. He wants to go home. He gets beat up, and then the mentor helps him. He gets beat up. The mentor helps him. They teach him karate. They teach him kung fu. They teach him a secret technique. They teach him a secret technique. I go on and on. They go to the place saying we're going to do a tournament. They go to a tournament. He beats him in the tournament. Like, bro, do I have to go on, or are people just going to sit here and say, I don't care, I just want to watch this movie? The fact that people can stand up for this is ridiculous. If you truly love the original Karate Kid movie and you stand for this, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I really question how much you really love the story, because it really questions, are you really watching just because, are you really excited for this just because you're excited to see you're excited to see Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan on the same screen fight next to each other? I admit that's cool, but that's cool as a freaking fan fiction on YouTube made by a 15-year-old. That's what that is. Not an actual movie that's going to be part of the Cobra Kai universe. And now, this is not just part of Cobra Kai, it's part of the Karate Kid universe. And I'm just going to keep going on and on, because I'm going to keep saying it until the night goes on, because this is ridiculous. Let's go into the other part of this. So, connected to Cobra Kai. We don't know from the trailer, first off, we don't see any Daniel, any Amanda, or anybody. It's just, we see Daniel, sorry. We don't see any John, any Amanda, we don't see anyone. We don't know how they're going to be a part of this, or if they're going to be a part of it at all. And now, Mr. Han, he somehow knows Mr. Miyagi. So, like I said, that's ridiculous how they know each other, and the exact same story happens in two separate parts of the universe. But that happens. They know each other, and they might be related. So how the frick that works, I don't freaking know. And the fact that it's happening is ridiculous. And now they're trying to turn Karate Kid into like movies like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. People really who love the Karate Kid movie, how simple and amazing it was, really want this franchise to turn into like a huge universe and a huge like chronological order, all this baloney bullcrap like they do with Marvel and Disney and all this stuff. It should not be like that. It should be a simple tone. Season 6 should have been a nice farewell to this universe, and it should have been good. Season 6 is not only terrible, and they're making it like a huge Karate Kid soap opera. They're also probably going to set up the whole Mr. Miyagi storyline in season 6 is when he's setting up Mr. Han in this stupid movie that takes place 3 years later, and we don't see anyone else in it. And why? What does Daniel LaRusso have to do with this one kid? They don't explain it at all. And both say, oh, they're going to explain it. All right, yeah, they don't explain it in this trailer, so I can't hate on it. You tell me, how are they going to explain it? There's nothing they can do to explain it that makes sense. That why Daniel LaRusso would go to this kid, let's say like Mr. Miyagi's grandson, and he wants to like carry on the legacy, so he's gonna go all the way from California to Brooklyn, all the way across the country with a guy he barely knows to train a kid he does not know. And people say, oh, you can't hate on it because you don't know what it is. I know exactly what it is. It's a complete cash grab. And also, they're doing this. No one cared about this movie before Mr. Han. That's why they brought these people. That's why they brought it, because no one cared about it. All Sony cares about is money. all they care about. And they're also going to release this movie right next to Cobra Kai. They're just trying to cash in on the hype of Cobra Kai and get people in theaters. And the fact that people will stand up for this is ridiculous. And also, the last blow I'll say, the fact that Ralph Macchio would agree to this is disrespectful. He's always been so adamant about he cares about the legacy and core. Dude, you yourself said you did not like the Karate Kid reboot. You yourself said it's not part of the universe and shouldn't be part of the universe. And now you're signing up to it? I know exactly why I did. It's not because whatever the frick, it's because of money. And that's exactly what it is. We all know Sony's like this, but the fact that Ralph Macchio signed up to this is disrespectful. And now in 20, 30 years, we're going to look back on the Karate Kid universe as like an SNL, how we look at SNL now and how it's all terrible, how it kept them going, how people look at Flash, how people look at Walking Dead, how people look at Game of Thrones, how people look back on all this stuff and where it's just, they end it so terribly, and they just keep dragging it on until, just to make more money. That's going to be Karate Kid's legacy. That's going to be its integrity. And the worst part is the fans are going to stand up for it just because they want to care about the popcorn cinema of it, of just seeing them fight together. Look at it in hindsight and tell me this is not a terrible idea. Everyone that's part of this universe has a voice, and as a part of the community should stand up against this. And I'm going to forever and ever, and nothing can change that. Anyway, there's my huge rant on why I think this movie is going to be terrible and why it's a bad idea. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you agree with me? And if not, I want to hear your reasons. I mean, I want to hear real reasons. I hope it's not just because, like, what most people say. I don't want to hear because, like, oh, we don't know about it yet. Okay, well, it doesn't matter what we know. It is happening. They're doing it. They're merging from the universe. That right there is bad enough. And I also don't want to hear just because they want to see them fight side by side. Like, that is just a lame excuse, you know? Like, there has to be a story and a reason for the stuff. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Always remember to enjoy Extreme Measures. Peace.